Those products were put together explicitly for leaders who wanted to do things with their people. I like to think it's really obvious because that is why cultural cartography was created. Those products were put together explicitly for leaders who wanted to do things with their people. And if you want your people to be really involved and take ownership, time and space, but also the language and the structure, this stuff is hard. You can't simply drop people deep end and say swim. You have to give people some time and space to learn how to swim and to swim together, which is a whole different thing swimming by itself, right? So what cultural cartography does is give people the time and the space to practice this new language, these new ways of behavior together. Because ultimately, a successful transformation, cultural, digital, agile, whatever you call it, it is when individual behaviors align collectively for impact. So we used to, collab. Original intent was collaboration laboratory, exactly that. How do you practice new ways of behavior and get feedback in a safe space? Because that is how culture change happens. I've never liked the quote, "Oh, people don't like change." I think people don't like change being imposed on them. Nobody likes being changed as if we're puppets with somebody else pulling strings. But most of us are curious about what else is out there, what else is possible for ours, for each other, for our organization. Curiosity is an innate human trait. If we can tap into that curiosity and let people get fascinated by what's possible, by what's next, you don't get resistance to change. You get people wanting to explore change because they're curious, because they feel safe, because they feel supported. And for everyone who says, "Oh, yeah, you have to manage through change resistance," you're managing badly if you have change resistance. Change resistance is not a failure of management. It's a failure of a lack of invitation. It's a failure of not being inclusive or invitational, whatever the current buzzword happens to be. But change is collective. And if you're trying to do a collective thing by yourself, then yes, you are going to fail.